Hello students, today we are going to learn your next practical, that is practical number 4. Create an Android application to demonstrate implicit and explicit intent. Now let's see what is implicit and explicit intents. So for this practical, first you have to create one new project, select empty view activity, click on next. Here you have to select Kotlin and you can change your application name. So I'm doing the intent practical, so I will write intent. Now just click on the finish button. Your project is creating now. We'll wait for it. So after creation of your project, now we'll start creating our UI. So first we'll remove this hello world from here. Now, basically, we have to do two types of intent. First is your implicit intent. What is implicit intent? Inside the implicit intent, it will be redirect from one activity to another activity. It is inside your application only. That's why it is known as your implicit intent. What about explicit intent? Inside the explicit intent, we can redirect our page or we can redirect your application to another application. For example, if you are writing some URL into your application, then your application will be intent to the URL through your Chrome browser or any other browser. So for that purpose, we will add two buttons here. I am adding first button for my implicit intent. Now, okay, so I will provide the constraint here as well. Okay, so I will remove all the margins. Okay, so after removing all the margin, we'll check out my buttons. Okay, so I will add it at the middle, that is 50. Okay, similarly for the button 2 as well. For my button 2, so you can add it into your button. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll change the text of our button. So it is my first button, so I will add intent. So I will set the text as intent. Similarly for your button 2, I will write explicit intent, so I will write explicit. Similarly, you can change it as the implicit. Okay, so there are two types of intent. First one is implicit, which is inside your application only, and second one is for your explicit intent. So for the implicit, we have button. So implicit intent, we need one more activity. That's why I will create one more activity. Right click on your project, new activity, and then simply click on your empty view activity. Now you can give any name to your activity. I'm just providing name as second activity, so I will provide it second. Now it is created. For the UI of your second activity, if you want to show some text here, so you can add your text activity to show that it's an activity too, so you can write here. We'll wait to finish our griddle. Okay, now just provide the constraint to your text view. Now the next part. So after creation of your second activity, now what we'll do, we'll add our code. For adding your code, you have to go to the main activity. Inside the main activity, we have two parts. First one is our implicit activity and second one is your explicit activity. Now I will add val bt and explicit. For my explicit intent, I will creating one variable find view by id. What kind of widget is it? It is a button, so I will add button and then r dot id dot, it is my button, so my id is button, so I will select button. Similarly we'll do for the second button as well, so I will copy paste and then simply change it to the implicit intent. Please make sure that you are using the suggestions to import the classes, else you have to import it manually. Now the next part, now we'll add this click on listener. Why we are adding this click on listener? So that if user will click on the button, your method or your function will be called. So here I will use my button implicit, that is btn explicit, and then set on click listener, set on click listener. Okay, now inside my on click listener I will write my functionality. What we have to do, we have to we have to jump from our activity to next activity. So I will write here explicit val intent and then simply will add intent. Use the suggestions to import class automatically and then simply write intent dot action view. We have to select action view, so I will write action and then view. So here we are getting only main, so we'll check for the action view here, action view. Okay, great. Now we'll add our url because we have to jump from our application to the url. So I will write uri and then parse and whatever URL you want to open. So here I will write my whole URL. Please make sure that if you are writing any URL, write the full URL name like https://www.google.com. Now that's it. Now we have to start our activity as well. So I will write here start activity. So start activity and then variable name, that is my intent. So I will write here intent. Okay, now the next part, we'll do the same procedure for our implicit intent as well. So implicit set on click listener, set on click listener. Okay, now I will add my code here. We'll do the same thing, that is val, then your variable name. Here I am writing the variable name as intent2 only, so I will write intent2 and then again my intent keyword to do the intent, and then here you have to write what you have to do, you have to jump from one activity to another activity. For that reason I will write this. What is this keyword? This represents your current class, so I want to jump from my current class to the next class. What is the name of my next class? My next class name is second. So I want to jump from main activity to the second activity. So I will write second scope resolution operator and then Java, and then I will start my intent 2. Okay, so this represents your main activity, that is your current class, and second class.java represents your second activity, that is your second class. Now we'll go to our home page and now I will run my project to see the output. I will run it. Okay, so we are getting our output here. First we'll click on the button. As you can see, it is a implicit, So we are getting the Google page here, that is Google website, and then similarly we'll click on the explicit intent, that is one activity to another. So we are getting our second activity here. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching my video.